Hi, this is Kyle from ifisave.com. Today I'll show you a little bit about our investment portfolio page. This is a way for you to track your investments and see how the performance is is going. Um, so to start off with, we show you your total investment portfolio, your performance over a certain period that's here, right? The number of accounts you have, and then we have this graph, right? This graph is completely interactive. You can highlight certain sections. It'll zoom in. You can look at the comparisons with like the S&P 500, or even like a yield that you might say is a good yield, right? Remember though that these includes your contributions. It's not just your earnings. So these numbers are a little bit skewed, but this shows you kind of how your performance is doing compared to some other indexes. Then we have the account distributions. So we have the percentage of your portfolio and different types of accounts, different tax advantage accounts, or just account types, and then a bar chart to kind of show you that data in a little bit different way. And then of course we have the details in a graph, right? In a chart. So one way you can update this data is you can add, you can go to your like your Fidelity or your Vanguard or whatever, TD Ameritrade or whatever, if that exists anymore, and you can copy the table. You can just highlight it, right? Copy it and save it to a file for like the last 10 years of balances, monthly balances, and then you can upload that here, and it'll automatically update that account with that new data, and it'll show you all the history. Plaid's great, and actually even adding the data is great, is fine, but the Plaid only goes back 3 months, and adding the data, doing it manually one by one, is just a pain. So this is an easy way to do it. And then you can also just update the balances every month by hand, or every day, or whatever you might want to do. Again, that's the free option. Plaid is the automated option. It's costs a little bit, but it might be worth it to you. And then also you can add investment accounts here. So this is kind of your maintenance side of this page. And then we have special accounts. So special accounts, you have a few different types of retirement accounts, but these are special accounts. And special accounts are things for paying for school. 529 education funds, right? Savings funds. So with the 529, this gives you a way to kind of set a goal and figure out what it will take to get there. Say you have a 529 that exists already and has some money in it. You can link that account, or you can link an account that's brand new, right? And then you set your contribution rate, the expected return, and then how much you want to have every year, and when you want to start that withdrawal. So in this case, we set our withdrawal at and 10 years from now, and expect the kid to be there for 5, and then we see the drawdown and see how we do. So in this case, we actually do perfect. We're just over the budget for the school, and then but we're putting $450 a month in, right? So maybe 10 years is too long. Maybe we should have done this earlier and started when they were 18, or when they were born. So if we had started when they were born, say they were born this year, we would go to 44, right? And then projected end year would be 46. I'm right that, right? 18 and 16, yeah. So then we might not have to put as much in, right? Say the balance is still 20,000. It's really not that much, but maybe you put $100 a month in at that point, right? I put 46 instead of 49. So now $100 still isn't quite enough. Let's put 200 in, right? So we put 200 in, but we're gonna have $39,000 left. Well, there are some rules now, right? If you have a 529 and have money left over in the end, you can actually convert that money to a Roth for your child. So that might be one way to deal with any money that's left over, but you may want to plan for a little bit extra, because you may not always get the 7% return. So you can also set it up to where you preload this thing with like $500 a month, and you set the plan to stop contributing at like before they go off to school, and you see how that compounding interest really works for you here, and helps you not have to contribute quite as much in the later years. But everyone has their limitations, so you have to work within your bounds. An HSA. So an HSA is another good account. You could almost call this a retirement account, but it isn't quite, although it can be. So you basically have an HSA if you have a high deductible savings account or insurance plan that qualifies. You have the ability to save a certain amount of money every year into this HSA. It's limited, but it's a lot now. And in the HSA, you have two different types of accounts. You have a cash account, which you use when you're paying off things or paying bills or whatever for medical expenses. And you have an investment account. And in the investment account is where you can actually put money aside from the HSA and invest it, right? And you can have an expected annual return, and that money can grow. So when you put the money in, you put it in tax-free. You didn't pay anything. And then if you take it out, if you use it for medical expenses, you take it out tax-free, even money that's made in investments. So this is a really good savings account. It should probably be one of your first accounts you contribute to when you're making your savings, depending on your ability and your ability to have a high deductible plan. So anyway, this is a good account. This is a good way to track it. Another thing to do is CDs. CDs might give you a better yield than like a money market or something else. You can do a ladder. You can do a little bit of research here to understand what that means and how it works. But this is another special account, so we created that here. High yield savings is yet another one, and you can track that against accounts here and keep track of how much you've got there and what the APR is and everything. So these are good tools for the special type of investments that may not be part of your retirement, but maybe good ways to maybe things that you want to track in special ways. We didn't put the brokerage account here because it's really just another type of investment account, right? Not too much special about it. Anyway, so that's your investments. This is the part where you track what your investments are, and the next step is tracking where they go. So we'll talk about retirements in the next video, but thank you for watching, and have a good night.